What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first edition of Cowboy Talk with Robb Johnson. You can find it here on Robb Johnson Media. This is the #1 show I feel in the world when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be talking about the preseason. We'll be talking about the defense. We'll be talking about some expectations. I'll be coming to you guys every Sunday. Also, during the season, try to get the videos out before the game. So if it's a Sunday game, I'll try to have it early in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. Stuff like that, 11 o'clock, Thursday night games, Monday night games, etc. And those could possibly be live videos. We will see how things go. But my show will stretch every August 1st until the end of the season, until basically the Cowboys are done. So once the Cowboys are done with their season, hopefully it ends in a Super Bowl, I'll be done. And then I will pick things back up a week before the draft and tell you what I think the Dallas Cowboys should be doing. And I'll also be doing some breaking news, things like that. There'll be more of my more recorded videos where it's less time than it is now. It'll be like one of my quick takes, and you can find all that on Robb Johnson Media. Now, everyone, as we know, Dallas had historically their worst season as a football team when it came to defense last year. They give it to Nolan. They bring in Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, who has had a history of building great defenses in Seattle. He did it briefly in Atlanta until, they kind of hit a rough patch. They did go to the Super Bowl, which is a good thing to get. Had that 28-3 lead. But he's had a history of drafting guys late, getting good results out of them, as you saw in Seattle with the Legion of Boom. And one of the players today that I'm going to talk about specifically is a player that we all know as Dallas Cowboys fans have been very critical of in the past because of his ability to sometimes miss the coverage, sometimes miss the tackle, over pursuing. He's so good that sometimes he overthinks the play and overdoes things. But he has the ability to be a great player. He has the ability to be an all-time great Cowboy. And we're talking about Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame product who came into the league after a devastating injury, picked by the Cowboys in the second round, which I still think was a great value pick. Now, we're going to talk about what Dan Quinn said about Jalen Smith. And this comes from SB Nation. I'm going to read this quote to you guys. It jumped out to me as I feel like his stride extension has improved. Quinn said of Smith, "I feel every bit of his speed. There has been a couple of plays where he is flying. He is working extremely hard, and he is closing. The V-room, you feel that speed. That is one thing that I have seen." Quinn also said Smith is being used on more blitzes than before. "I think he is a physical player," Quinn said. "He has always had a run and a hit factor to him. This is something I look forward to seeing come to light for him." Now, this is big praise from Dan Quinn. Huge praise from Dan Quinn. But let me say this. You got to make sure that you get on the field and you prove things this season. The Dallas Cowboys put a lot of investment into you. And to me, it's not really about the money. It's about the confidence. Sometimes the money can be sort of one of those things where we talk about a little bit too much. When a team invests money into you, that means they're showing confidence in you. That means the team knows that you can be the foundation. And last year, you were not the foundation. When Van Der Esch went out, when he was hurt, you showed some improvements. You did some good things, but you have to continue to improve. We're not saying Jalen Smith is a bad player. We're not saying that by any stretch. And some people may call this hating, or you're hating on him. You're not giving him credit. No, when you have a great player, you are hard on him. See, I have the old school mentality of when you are great, the coaches, players, the fans, they are harder on you. If you're just an average player, people say, "Oh, it's okay, you'll be okay." And then you'll be out the league or you won't be playing anymore. No, we want this guy to be playing. Nobody wants to see this guy go to a different football team where he could have a great impact. And Dan Quinn coming in and giving him those tools that he needs. Jalen Smith must take those tools and apply them, as you see here. Training camp is very important. See, a lot of people think that training camp and preseason games just are that. They don't mean anything. For me, they mean everything. I think that you have to come out every day and you have to play your butt off, especially with Micah Parsons coming in now. You have the LSU linebacker coming in. I believe it was the 4th or 5th round. You have competition on this football team. Dan Quinn is going to make sure there is competition on this football team. So there is no way in the world that you're going to be able to lollygag. There's no way in the world this defense can be historically bad again. Because if it is, and this team does not make the playoffs, then it's going to be wholesale changes. changes. Jerry Jones is getting older. He wants to win a championship. Mike McCarthy understands that this could be his last opportunity in the National Football League. So if you're Jalen Smith, the weight of the world's on your shoulders, and you should invite that. You should want that. Come down to Notre Dame, everyone knew you were going to be a first-round pick. Before that unfortunate injury, you were a first-round pick. Hell, you were a top 10 pick. So what are you going to do? You're switching your number from 54 to number 9, I believe. Show us that Jalen Smith we saw at Notre Dame. Show us Jalen Smith that we saw before that injury. And he's shown flashes, folks, but he has to continue to do things to show us that he is that player. Now, we move to the second topic. We talk about the rookies. Who do I think will make the biggest impact? And I think that this is not going to be a big surprise to anyone, but I'm going to give you, their names and give you their stats from college and why I think they'll make an impact. Micah Parsons, 6'3", 245, 99 tackles and 18 sacks in 2 years. This guy is dynamic. He brings a nastiness. He brings not only that middle linebacker type of mentality, he brings that outside linebacker. He gives you that. I used to call Luke Kuechly the combination of Ray Lewis and Derrick Brooks. This could be the combination of Ray Lewis and Derrick Brooks 2.0. This guy can come in, do some great things. He brings, like I said, brings a nastiness to the defense. He brings a ferocity. He brings a want to. And I think we can all see what happened to Penn State's defense once he did not play because he opted out. He is worth and was worth a top 10 pick. He's worth a pick in the top 20. He is a great player who will bring great impact to this Dallas Cowboys team. I always talk about, a player who wants to be there. I believe Micah Parsons wants to be there. Road trip I was taking, it was out west. I was going out west for a volleyball tournament for the newspaper I work for. And I heard him on an interview. And I'm just like, this guy is ready to play football. I mean, I was hyped in the car. I'm like, this guy is ready to play some daggone football. He was confident, he was cocky, but he was humble at the same time. Not humble to the point where he looked soft, but he was humble saying, look, this is who I am. This is who I know I'm going to be. And you should draft me because I'm going to be this great. I think that Dallas really hit a home run. A lot of people wanted Surtain. But I think that as I'm getting ready to read off to you guys now, I think Dallas got bigger and better value later in the draft. Micah Parsons is going to bring a nastiness to this team. He's going to bring just a newness when it comes to lighting up that linebacker room. Because like I said, you've got competition now. When you've got Van Resch, when you got Jalen Smith, when you have Micah Parsons now, there's going to be competition. And there should be competition. Who wants to get the most tackles this Sunday? Who wants to get the most sacks? Who wants to get the most interceptions? Competition is a good thing. If you are afraid of competition, you should not be in the National Football League. And specifically, we don't want you as a Dallas Cowboys football player because when you come to Dallas, there is a standard of winning. People talk about they haven't won a championship in 25 years, whatever. Okay, that's nice. They still got five championships. That's more than the Eagles. That's more than the Giants. And that's more than the Washington football team. So please get out of my face with all that crap about they haven't won a championship in so long. They got more than everyone in their division. And a lot more than a lot of teams in the National Football League. Miss me with that. This is a great franchise. And there's still high expectations. There's a reason it's America's team. It's a reason players want to come and play for the Dallas Cowboys. So He wants to meet that standard. He wants to be that standard. Let him be that standard because I believe that he will be that standard that will be the next great player on the Dallas Cowboys defense. Micah Parsons. Kelvin Joseph, 6 foot 197, 4 interceptions in his career. And in fact, those 4 interceptions came last year at Kentucky. He was with LSU. Then he had some issues off the field, I guess, etc. Well, I'm not here to talk about off-the-field issues. I'm here to talk about football. And this guy right here has a chance to start along with Diggs. He is a terrific football player. He covers well. Even for his size, he makes it up for everything he does. Even if you have a short corner, a guy that can be physical, a guy that has speed, a guy that can play the zone well, a guy that can get on the ball, even if he lets the receiver get past him, he has catch-up speed. He can do a lot of good things. He can tackle. He is a very good player, and the value they got not having to get him in the first round is tremendous. I believe that they said he just signed a 4-year deal. I believe this guy will be one of the better better corners that Dallas has drafted in a long time. I'm not saying he's number one, but I'm saying he will be up there because of his ability to cover and just his ability to have confidence in himself, his ability. I mean, he's a rapper. So to be a rapper, you got to have confidence. You got to be able to think on the fly. Dallas needs some football IQ, which I believe they will get. Now, the next guy who I believe might just be that next great corner, as far as maybe being your nickel corner, probably coming in as your third corner, could even start, because that's where I think the competition is right now at that corner position, is Nahshon Wright. 5 picks in his career. He's 6'4". He kind of reminds you of that Richard Sherman, that Browner type. And I'm not comparing him to those guys. I'm just saying you have got to understand what Dan Quinn has done in his past. You've got to understand the way he built the Legion of Boom. And people may say, why are you comparing this team to the Legion of Boom? I'm not. What I'm saying is, you have got to look at the track record of this coach. You have got to look at the type of players that he's drafted. You've got to look at the fact that Nahshon Wright comes from the Pac-12. Where did Richard Sherman come from? He came from the Pac-12, right? The Pac-12 doesn't get all that much as far as looks here on the East Coast, Middle America. A lot of good gems are sitting out there that have not been seen, especially at Oregon State. I don't know if a lot of people out here on the East Coast are sitting up till 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning watching Oregon State. Now, I watch a lot of late night college football, so I see a lot of great players. And I've seen this guy play. He's a daggone good player. And what Dan Quinn is doing and what he is building for me is something that is going to be special, something we're going to have to watch for. This team will definitely, as I said before, will not be the worst defense in the NFL. They may be middle of the pack, but with this offense that they have, it is very important that Dallas gets a defense that can get takeaways, that can frustrate a quarterback, and can get teams off the field on third down. You know, when I look at a team, if Dallas wants to emulate any team, you look at the Saints. I believe it was 2009 where they won the Super Bowl, and that team played opportunistic defense, meaning they intercepted the ball. They gave us some points here and there, whatever, but they turned the ball over. And I think that's something that Dallas started to improve on. If you really watch the Cowboys and what they started to do at the end of the season, they started to get turnovers. Randy Gregory, who I think is going to be one of the breakout players, was a big part of that. They were starting to get turnovers. They still give up some points, but they started to play better at the end of the season. And you can start to see that will translate, especially when you bring these new players. You have this defensive coordinator in Dan Quinn, who I believe in, who I have seen coach big games and do great things. So I have no doubt in my mind that he can come in and change his culture. And when you look at these 3 rookies and you look at everything that they bring, I mean, you have no other choice but to think to yourself, this is going to be huge for this Dallas Cowboys team, especially if these guys can come through. And you got to look at it in a realistic view. These guys are going to be on rookie deals for the next 4 to 5 years. So you have time to build. Your offense is set. You have everything you need on offense. Your offensive line has gotten healthy. Everything you need on defense to continue to build will be there. The Dallas Cowboys just have got to execute. This should be a team contending for a Super Bowl very soon. Now, going to Thursday, August the 5th. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have football. The game last year between the Dallas Cowboys and Pittsburgh Steelers was canceled because of the unfortunate events of the coronavirus. Now, I know that we're going through a lot right now with the variant and everything like that, but let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope that we can get this football game going because, as I said to you guys before, preseason to me is very important. A lot of people do not like preseason. Like, why are we playing preseason? Why is it important? Preseason is greatly important. I want to see the Dallas Cowboys backups. I want to see what these guys can do. I want to see, again, these guys, Micah Parsons, Kelvin Joseph, and Nahshon Wright. I want to see these guys. I want to see what they do against backups. Heck, I want to see if they can get in the game a little early against some of the starters and see what they can do. It is very important to me to see what guys do during this time period because here's the thing. If you're not participating to your full extent in these preseason games, why do I trust that you're going to do it during the regular season? So this is time that these guys need to come in, get their work done, show Dallas Cowboys Nation what you're all about. What can you do? What can you show us? You know that this team, a lot of people will say that they had nothing to do with what happened last year. Well, no. When you are a Dallas Cowboys, you are now a part of the family, which means that you are suffering the same consequences as the team is suffering from last year. I believe it was Florida's head coach. had his players running stadium steps because of what happened against LSU last year when they had all those penalties and all those screw-ups. He's doing that to different guys who are coming in as freshmen. Why? Because you have to have that family mindset. This is a family. This is a team that if you want to play in Dallas, you're going to play in Dallas. If you come here and you don't want to play, they'll get you out quick because it is a privilege to put that star on your helmet. It is a privilege to wear Dallas Cowboys colors because, again, it is America's team. And some of you out there who are Eagles, Washington football team, Giants fans, and even beyond, you may not like that. Even Packers fans, you may not like that. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, you may not like that. 49ers fans, you may think you're the gold standard. No, the Dallas Cowboys are the gold standard of the National Football League. You turn on any sports show, I dare you, turn on any sports show. What is the first team they're talking about? Even when they say they don't like them, the Dallas Cowboys, on every network. It doesn't matter what network it is. But you're going to hear about them here on this network, whether for good or for bad. So just putting that out there. Now, going to August the 5th, the Dallas Cowboys will face the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team, again, they should have faced last year, but because of everything that went on, they didn't. Now, all time, the Dallas Cowboys are 17-16 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Dallas Cowboys have scored 758 points in their series, while the Pittsburgh Steelers have scored 692 points. There is some Super Bowl history as well. 1976, the Pittsburgh Steelers won 21-17. In 1979, the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Dallas Cowboys 35-31. Now, the Dallas Cowboys' last championship, which came in the 95-96 season, the Dallas Cowboys defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-17. That was the last time they played. Now, in the Super Bowl. Now, they played last year. Pittsburgh came back with the win. Before then, the Dallas Cowboys had beat them. I believe it was in the Ezekiel Elliott game where he and Dak just completely went off, especially Zeke, when Dallas had that special run to the playoffs that year when Tony Romo got hurt, etc. So, again, what am I looking for in this game? Looking for some things. First, I want Dallas to stay healthy. Do I want some of the stars to play to get their feet wet? Not really, because I want to see them more against the Cardinals in week 2 of the preseason, but I need everyone to stay healthy. I want to see how Garrett Gilbert comes out. Garrett Gilbert played really well against Pittsburgh in that game they had last year. I was very impressed by what he did. Gilbert is the type of guy that can come in if Dak's, like, let's say Dak is feeling sore a game, and let's say Dallas is up a few games in the NFCs. Gilbert can come in, maybe hand the ball off to Zeke, hand it to Tony Pollard. It's a very good situation for Dallas, I believe, at backup quarterback. I think it's the best they've been in years because I like Gilbert and I like the things that he brings to the field, his athleticism as well. I want to see the backups. I want to see these guys come in. I want to see the backup offensive lineman. I want to see the backup defensive lineman. I want to see how the defense responds because, as you know, guys, football is full of injuries, and you can never predict who is going to get hurt week by week. It is a very dicey situation. So you got to see what the Cowboys have in their backups. You have to see how these guys respond to pressure. I like these preseason games when you have late game situations. How do you respond? Do you commit penalties? It is critically important that your backups, and I know it's important for your starters too, but being the starters and being the veterans and being guys that have been trusted, they should know what to do, even though they'll make mistakes. But what makes it even more crucial for these backups is these guys have an opportunity to make the team. And bad mistakes could be the difference between making a team and being released and not even having a job. So it's critical, in my opinion, for these guys to get a lot of work. And that's why I'm so interested in preseason football. That's why I think, as said before in this video, preseason football is greatly important. And if you don't think it's important, then if you're a sports reporter, I kind of feel sorry for you because you don't really have a real understanding of the game, and maybe you're just a gambling type that only cares about that. And I don't care about the gambling part of sports. I don't care about, fantasy football bull crap. I care about the meats and potatoes of football. I am a real sports and overall journalist. I am old school. I care about the essence of football. And that is one thing that we're missing. I remember back in the old days, preseason, it meant something. Preseason gave you certain vibes about your team. But now it seems like people just want to dismiss it. 2 games, stuff like that. No, you need your preseason. It's very important. So, As we move on here, I will give you my prediction for the game. I'm going to give it to Dallas 24-21. This being the Hall of Fame game, I think it'll be a very good game, and I think that Dallas will be able to get the win, and I think that we will see a lot of impressive performances in this game, which I am looking forward to. I'm also looking to see on Pittsburgh's side what Dwayne Haskins does. I'm looking to see what the rookie running back out of Alabama, Najee Harris, does. It should be a very exciting game, and it should tell us a lot because, as I said before, these things translate into the regular season. Coaches will tell you it matters. A lot of media members will tell you it doesn't matter. No, it translates. This is very important. And for those guys who are the backups who are trying to play it safe by not trying to get hurt, that's how you get hurt. You go all out, you show everybody what you're about, and you get to that season and you show those same things when your name is called. Now, let's get to some of the games that are in this preseason. Now, August 13th, we have the Arizona Cardinals. We're at Arizona. August 21st, we are at home against the Texans. And August the 29th, we'll be home against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am really looking forward to the Jaguars. I don't know how much we will see of Trevor Lawrence. I do know we will probably see a lot of Tim Tebow, which I'm very excited to see. The Texans, I want to see what they're doing at quarterback. Is Deshaun Watson going to play? I doubt very seriously if he'll play in the preseason, but I want to see what the rest of the Texans are doing on offense and how their defense is looking since J.J. Watt is now an Arizona Cardinal. And speaking of Arizona, as I said before, Dallas will play at the Arizona Cardinals on August the 13th. You should see a little more of your starters in that game. You definitely probably will see more in the third preseason game against the Texans. You'll probably see a little more Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is in great shape, folks. He's in great shape. But we need to see that translate to the field because Ezekiel Elliott knows that Tony Pollard is coming. Okay, let's make no mistake about that. Tony Pollard is coming. And his speed, his ability to be elusive is impressive. And I'm going to tell you, and you can go back to this game last year when Dallas beat the San Francisco 49ers. Tony Pollard was impressive, and Zeke was out with an injury. I guarantee you that is the day Zeke told himself and had a sit down with himself and said, this guy is going to take my job. This guy is the next big thing when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys at the running back position. I need to get my tail in line. I totally applaud this guy. I totally applaud him. He is definitely committed. And I'm not saying he wasn't committed before, but he has committed himself to the point of, look, I'm here, and I'm going to be the Dallas Cowboys running back for a long time. So I applaud Zeke in that situation. I applaud him and getting himself in terrific shape. At 215, this is the weight he was when he was at Ohio State as a freshman. And as we know how elusive and how just explosive he was at Ohio State, especially against Alabama. I definitely applaud Zeke for everything he's doing. I'm looking forward to all of these games as we are 39 days away from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Robb Johnson of Cowboy Talk with Robb Johnson. I will see you guys again next Sunday. This has been Robb Johnson, episode 1. Thank you guys. Please make sure you subscribe to Robb Johnson Media on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Robb Johnson. Have a great day, and go Cowboys.